So let's talk about machine translation. We're all familiar with Google Translate, one of the more popular MT engines that's out there. How does it work? Essentially, Google's indexed the internet. So in other words, if there's an article that's published in English, and then it's translated in a few additional languages, and it's released on the internet, that's all indexed by Google, and that all flows into the MT engine. Now, there's a little bit more science behind it and how it works. I would suggest you take a look or take a listen to our podcast that's on machine translation, and you'll get the different forms of machine translation. But for the focus of this quick chat, we just really want to talk about how it's used. So when is it appropriate? When can you use machine translation? Well, you really shouldn't use it for something where there's a risk of life, perhaps there's brand risk, it's going to go on a package that you're reprinting millions of times, because there is an error, there is opportunity for error. Machine translation can generate issues. Really, one of the best places to use it is for gisting. So what does that mean? So let's say you have a document. I'll give you an example from a client. They had a 50-page RFP that was in Brazilian Portuguese. They really didn't know what it was, didn't know if they sold the item that was being requested in the RFP from the Brazilian government. So what did we do? We ran it through MT, and we were able to give them a rough draft translation. They combed through the translation, or the translation of the document, and they found the 50-page, or the 10 pages that were most important out of the 50. We went back and human translated those 10 pages. That way we saved them time and money. That's a good case for MT. I think MT is also, you'll see it now being used very popularly with apps. So for example, you can use the Google Translate app on your phone, and if you want to have a conversation, you're traveling, you want to find a restaurant, you want to find a bar or a hotel, that's perfect. It's very low risk. The whole point of understanding when to use MT and when not to use MT, in my mind, revolves around risk. What is the risk if there's an error in that translation? And that's really the most important question to consider when you decide, should we use MT or should we not? Good luck in your projects. Thank you.